Now, as Ryan, Trenton, and Sean grab your attention towards the world of sports, food, and entertainment, and away from the things that are probably more important, we apologize for nothing and anything that may be spoken, learned, or forgotten today. This is the Real Tree Shaker Show.
Hello and welcome to the Real Tree Shaker Show. I'm Ryan.
Oh, he's not here. That's right. Oh, I didn't even have the... See,
damn.
I'm all road weary. There it is.
I know. He did disappear.
He did disappear and reappeared and disappeared. But hello, everyone. I am Sean and broadcasting from Tyler, Texas. So I finally made it to the state. 2 long days of driving. I'm almost there.
Yes.
But we figured, why not? Let's record an episode. So,
right.
Due to little technical issues, unfortunately, we won't have T with us tonight, but he is in spirit with us.
Yes.
And don't worry, we do not try to sell you anything on this show. Maybe later, if we ever get some sponsorships. But yep, it has been already interesting in my time here. So, but yesterday, Ryan, the MLB Playoffs started. How sweet was that? 4 baseball games in one day, and again today. So I thought it was sweet because I could throw. I was just, not like I was on my phone, but I did have the games playing.
I was on my phone all day.
Yep,
at work.
So, what are your thoughts? Do you like it, or do you feel like they should space it out a little?
I don't mind. I just wish they wouldn't space out the series. After this is when it starts going it takes 2 weeks to play a 7-game series, and that I don't like. I'm like, if you're at home, you should play them consecutively. So if wherever you're at, I get it taking maybe a day or two possibly when you change the ballpark, but if you're at home, it should just be boom, boom, boom. Two in a row. So
totally agree. Because, it's just like, I think it's just like the NBA where they have them set on certain days. Yeah. So, you would have some NBA games that would go, or series that would be like 2 or 3 days in between. And you're like, come on, man.
They already have the TV deals set up. So that's why they already have the dates for the series. And so it's set up already. So,
yeah, okay, I get it. Like, one, they shouldn't play on... I think they should just take weekends off because nobody's really watching baseball on the weekend, especially during football season.
True.
Or maybe because hockey started back up last night.
Right.
Like you guys were texting earlier, like I didn't even realize hockey started last night.
I know. So I was like, whoa, already.
Yeah, I know NBA Media Day was yesterday, so hoops is around the corner.
Yep, coming up soon, and so it's like. Baseball I feel like it used to end before all those were even mentioned. And now I feel like, it's going to be like early November before baseball ends. And it's not really on anyone's mind that much, it seems. So,
yeah. Well, it's just like, the NFL extending it into February. So the Super Bowl into February.
Yeah.
But it's just, like you said, the TV contracts got to get everything paid, everybody paid. But let's take a quick moment as the baseball world has lost a legend.
Oh, yeah.
As Pete Rose has unfortunately passed away. He was 83?
83, yeah.
83. 4,256 hits, I think.
All-time hit leader.
Yeah.
Not in the Hall of Fame because of gambling.
I was about to ask you, should he be in the Hall of Fame?
Easily. I get it, betting on your own team, blah blah blah, but come on. Let's be like every other sports Hall of Fame, and we're really gonna base this on something like that happened so many years ago, and after his playing days when he was a manager. I get it, he was a part of the game at the time, but you got to put him in.
Did you see the Charlie Hustle, the little documentary on him?
I didn't see all of it. I have watched some of it, but it's very interesting.
Oh, it was awesome. I like Pete Rose, man. He doesn't back down. Good liar too. But
yes.
I think he said it perfect. He said, "Watch, Major League Baseball is going to wait till I die, and then they'll put me in the Hall of Fame."
Probably.
So that's just how twisted. That's just how twisted they are.
It's
time
to move on.
I mean, you look at those teams. Like, I had no idea that him and Johnny Bench didn't get along. But that team was so stacked. I mean,
the Reds were stacked at that time.
Unbelievable.
Top to bottom, they were Hall of Famers, you know. So
yeah, I mean, Joe Morgan, my mom's favorite player of all time, Johnny Bench.
Yeah.
So I think that's why my dad tried to make me a catcher initially, maybe just to keep my mom happy for a little while. But
he wanted you to be a manager afterwards. I feel like it used to be the way things went in baseball, that all the managers were former catchers
for some reason. Yeah. For a while,
it seems that's how it was.
That's right. That's a good point. But yeah, so now we have the all-time hits leader and home runs leader are not in the Hall of Fame.
Not in the Hall of Fame.
Like, come on, you know. But yeah,
Hank Aaron is. Come on.
Yeah, I know, but thank God, you know. So, but interesting. Before we continue, and I'll get T's prediction. Who's your World Series prediction?
Oh man, I don't want to say it because I kind of feel it, but I don't want to go against my team, but I feel like the Padres can. I just feel like they're the hottest team right now. I feel like they're really the most complete. You know, their pitching's been great. They're hitting really well. Tatis just came back about a month ago from the IL, and he's been on fire, and I think they're just hitting their stride at the right time. You know, I don't want that to happen, but I think it could, man. I don't know. I look for those surprise teams, kind of like the Rangers did. They were just the most complete team. Maybe they weren't the favorites, but
both teams were wild card teams last year.
Yeah, and I could see the same thing happening this year. You know, although I do see the Yankees in the series with the Padres, but so I like, man, the Padres. Unfortunately, I hate to say that, but
yeah.
How about you?
Well, I'm not going to pick the Mets. So I think I'm going with the World Series that Major League Baseball would really want to happen. Dodgers, Yankees.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
From a marketing standpoint, you know.
Yeah. I mean, the ratings are going to be huge for that. Yeah. So, but I would ultimately take the Yankees in that series. Yeah. I know. But I hope you're happy, Dad. You know, but all right. So we'll get T's predictions later on.
Enough.
Yeah. But in the saga, you've been sending these weekly, and it's kind of been a little bothersome to see, but all these fans fighting at football games,
I know, right? Yeah.
has just gotten ridiculous. And it's just idiotic, moronic, and I just don't understand it. Like, are they just going to force them to stop selling beer at halftime or eliminate tailgating?
I don't know. You know, I wonder because you don't really see it at college games. So, I mean, what's the deal there? They tailgate, they drink there too, but I don't know. NFL games.
College students are stupid, you know. They're
right. You never see it. It's like adults that are fighting.
Right. Yeah. The frontal lobe hasn't finished developing, and you know those knuckleheads are still a little tipsy from Friday night.
Yeah, and you never see it, so it's always weird. And I'm like, what are these people? You know, it's just another reason why I'm not a huge fan of going to the NFL games. I prefer to watch it. You know, college, yes, I love to go to those games. Those are awesome live. They're great to see. The crowds are awesome. Pros, NFL, I'm not the hugest fan of it. You're overpaying for the tickets and your seats aren't great. And, you know, I don't know. I feel like you have a lot of casual fans that don't really follow the team, but are just there because it's cool to do. And that's okay. I get it, you know, but college is like, you're passionate fans, you're lifelong, you know, they grew up on them, and I don't know. I've been to both, and I've always found the better environment is with college football. So, you know, I don't know why fans are fighting though. Drunk and talking shit, I guess.
Well, I mean, like they always say, fan is short for fanatic. And I totally get the passion. And, if anybody knows us, we are all diehard fans. And, Mondays are miserable if the Giants lose. So, Sunday mornings are bad if Michigan loses. Braves, whenever. I don't wake up happy with the loss, but not to the point where it's like I'm going to kick someone's ass because, they're wearing the opposing team's jersey, and it's like, okay, come on, really? So
exactly.
I mean, what they should do is I think at every stadium, you should have that slap face podium arena set up, and that's how you settle your disputes.
There you go, right? Slap each other.
That's intense. I mean, those people.
It's a good idea.
I mean, why not? I mean, that way, one, you got the handlebars so you could actually hold yourself upright.
Sure.
You get a little more leverage, and that way the fighting is a little equal,
Get him to sign a waiver. Say, here you go.
Yeah.
Slap away.
I mean, would you ever do that?
I don't think so. I mean, those guys, the way they train, I see them. It's like, it's not always the biggest dudes, it's just guys that have the technique right.
Yeah.
And man, they knock some guys out with the right slap, so it's crazy. It's a good idea though. I thought that would stop some fights.
Yeah. And then I love when they slow, of course they show everything in slow motion. Yeah. And you just see
the whole face move and
the powder just exploding off the face, and then they're out before they even hit the ground.
Well,
yeah. I mean, that's just crazy. But okay, so since NBA Media Day, we said was on Tuesday, give me your thoughts on the Karl Anthony Towns to the New York Knicks trade that went down.
Pretty crazy. I mean, nothing against Cat. I mean, I know that's your team, and you've been a fan of his, and I think they realized that last year he wasn't the guy to get it done, I guess. So they felt he was expendable, and the Knicks feel they need just that other piece to go along with their Villanova team. So, they they got Cat, and we'll see what happens. I mean, they were real short on big men, so they needed a center. They lost Hartenstein, I know, to the Thunder. So I believe where he went. So they had one big guy that was on their roster. I don't know why the name is failing me, but I know
Mitchell Robinson.
But I know he's hurt, so they weren't even going to have him for the start of the year. So
Ankle
I guess they
surgery.
realized we need a guy, and why not go out and get an all-star for a pick and a couple dudes. So
yeah,
good for the Knicks. I mean, they're all in for sure. So
I liked Catton. You're right. I was a fan of him. But then we got Anthony Edwards, so that's my new favorite. Of course, no one will ever be KG. Not yet, but it was frustrating last year because we took care of Denver, and then the next series we just got housed, man. And it was just like Cat was pouting on every shot. Every shot, and I know it's a majority of most NBA players now is to complain. I got fouled. But it's like, man, get back on defense. And it's just like, quit shooting threes. Like, remember when Cat scored over 60 and we lost the game? And then Chris Finch, love Finchy. Great coach. He called him out, and I mean, that's awesome when the head coach calls out one of your star players.
Sure.
But I mean, I think both teams kind of won on the trade. From what I heard, DiVincenzo wasn't really thrilled with the whole Nova class.
Yeah, no, I was surprised that they traded him because I know him and Brunson are real close, and so I was a little surprised at that happened. But
I mean, he had a great year. He had a great year, but that's what we need. We need a little more wing defending because you get no offense from Rudy Gobert, and he should never touch the ball as part of the offense. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, can the T-Wolves go with Gobert as their guy now? I don't know.
Well, I mean, Randall, he's not as good from three as Cat. And
right.
Jaden McDaniels, that kid's unbelievable defender. His offense is getting better every single year, and he showed it in some of those playoff games last year where he just caught fire. But I think you just kind of get rid of everybody loved Cat, especially in the community. He did a lot of stuff. My mom knows about him and stuff like that, living up there in Minnesota. But, sometimes it's just time to change it up. But that pick that we got from the Knicks belonged to the Pistons. So there's a chance. You're right. There's a chance that it could be the number one pick. And then
isn't it a top 10 protected? So it's at least got to be top 10, right?
It's got to be top 10. And then after like each year it has parameters. But for this year, I'm saying hopefully we get the number one pick and take Cooper Flagg, and that kid instant all-star coming next year from Duke. So we'll see.
You think he's the number one pick?
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah, because you saw what he did against the men's Olympic team in that scrimmage, inter-squad scrimmage that they had. So, yeah, I'm all about that.
That's another discussion for another day. But damn, college basketball, man, it's like, I feel like it's not the same. It's hurting right now. It's just like, damn,
it's not the same.
No stars and just.
Well, hopefully the NIL deals now. Maybe kids will stay around for 2 or 3 years because you can leave college as millionaires,
True. That's true. That's true.
We'll see. But, yeah, I like the trade. I mean, I'll miss Cat. I wish him luck. But it was just kind of like when we moved off Kevin Love. It's just time to reset. And
Didn't he go off and win a championship, though?
Yeah.
Maybe that's what Cat's gonna do.
Well, I mean, that's what we did with Garnett. We trade all our players.
He left all the power forward guys leave and go win championships for y'all.
Yeah, it's weird. Whoever the T-Wolves trade from, that's who's going to win the title. So congratulations, Knicks.
I know, right?
All right, so let's just start baseball again. So,
we got the Giants.
Yep. All right. Well, let's see. Yeah. Who? Yeah. Oh, whatever.
Speaking of the NFL,
go ahead.
Oh, what a crazy week 4.
Oh, well, let's just play it.
There you go.
You gotta play it a little bit longer. Yeah.
Never
the
get
theme.
Tired of that.
Never, except when it was my alarm, and that was just a little too intense to start the day at 4 a.m. sometimes.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, like you were saying, what another crazy week. It is underdog year. That is for sure. Yes. So the big news that has come out from Las Vegas is that Davante Adams has requested a trade. So that hamstring issue that he's been dealing with is a bunch of BS. He's just staying healthy for the new team. So
Mega Dave called it first. MDA.
That's right. That is correct.
Watch out for Mega
Our
Dave.
newest staff member. All right, Ryan, give me your possible destinations for Davante Adams.
Well, I mean, I almost feel like it could be who the media is saying a lot, which, I mean, the Jets, of course, obviously with Rodgers there, and then the Saints, with his old buddy Derek Carr down there. But I don't know, man. I just feel like that's too easy to say. I don't want to see it, but I could see the Chiefs, but I don't know,
trade
man.
Him in division. Come on.
I know. That's what I was saying. I was like, I don't see the Raiders doing that. I don't know that I see them trading them to the AFC, to an AFC team even.
Yeah, I think you would it has to be done in season. But yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off. But in division, I just because if you think about it, if you're trading with the Chiefs, the value of even if you got a first round pick, it's still not a good.
And
pick.
Then the Rice news coming out today that he's doing better. He's getting additional tests, but I don't know how you could think it was an ACL tear and then he might come back this year. So
we need more additional testing. Like,
I feel like they're holding it a lot back. Yeah. If it's not, or I think they probably got that news and they want to know more. So I don't know. We'll see. But I don't know, man. I mean, you know, I thought T brought up a good point about it could be the Manders. I could see that. What a weapon for Daniels to have. With him and Scary Terry there. So I think, man, they're already in first place in their division. Like that'd make them even better. So who knows? How about you? Where do you think it might go?
Well, I mean, you heard about the Cowboys, and then later
that got canned.
They pulled out. Way. So I thought it'd be.
Afford him.
I mean, it would be with the new contract. I think they have like 20-something million in cap room, so you can do anything with capologists. But I mean, Dallas would be so top heavy, but that would be a good 1-2 punch. I hate to say it, but I mean, you see how Lamb gets when he doesn't get the ball, and that's how Davante acts. So, and I mean, that's just being the number one receiver. You want the ball, you're the guy.
Sure,
I get it, but and that would make them so pass heavy. But it's not like their running game exists, anyways.
Yeah.
So, so Cowboys are out. I like Atlanta for some reason. I think you could send something back with Atlanta, but my top team is Buffalo. I mean, go get Davante Adams. I mean, put him with Josh Allen and Shakir and Kincaid and Knox and Cook and Keon Coleman. I mean, that's pretty potent, How
about the Ravens?
Yeah, I could see it too, but that's a running team. I mean, you saw it against Buffalo, 250 something yards, right? Maybe 290. I don't even know, but I think Derrick Henry just broke another big run on Buffalo. That dude is awesome.
Yeah,
but,
he is.
Yeah, hold on. It wouldn't be. How about them Cowboys? Sorry, I can't go to show without playing that. But yeah, we'll get to them here in a minute. But I don't know. I gotta think. I like the Washington thing, but do you bring someone in and mess up that chemistry?
I mean, talent-wise, yeah. I mean, if you can get it, sure.
I mean, I'd be okay if the Giants went after Davante Adams.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of teams. I mean, the Jets, but I just don't get if he went to the Saints. I mean, they already have tried that. That's the whole reason he went to the Raiders in the first place.
Yeah, I don't know that that'll work out. I just think they need something else just because I don't know. I mean, Olave's damn good. I don't know why they don't take advantage of that. And Shaheed's coming into his own this year. So I don't know that they need him either, So I don't know why they would. I do like the Bills. Like you said, I think that would be huge for them. That'd be really huge. So watch them go to the Texans and just stack that receiver room even more. You'd be like, who are you going to throw to?
I would totally. I mean, even Jacksonville could use him. The Colts could use him, but I think he'd be super frustrated in Indy unless Flacco was the full-time quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't know. And what do you think about Antonio Pierce liking that tweet that came out about Davante Adams?
I think
that's kind of dumb. That's kind of stupid, right? I mean, I think
you want to talk about coaches on the hot seat.
Really?
We talked about it.
You think so?
That's the Raiders for you. They'll give you 1 year and you're done.
I don't know. They were talking on the herd today that they know it's a long-term build, but I mean, Pittsburgh, it was even thrown out there. I don't know.
Again,
because
a running
they try
team.
to get IU, right? And how Pickens acts, So, or I don't know, maybe swap T. Higgins for Davante Adams, and then that way Higgins could get his big contract. But I don't know. We'll see how it plays. We got quite a bit of, and there'll be probably some other receivers too that could be moved for probably a cheaper price too.
For sure.
DeAndre Hopkins for one.
Definitely could see him or Ridley.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think that's going to be very interesting to see how that goes. All right, so let's get back to the games. What game kind of stuck out to you?
Well, I mean, come on. You know, I'm going to talk about Tampa Bay killing the Eagles.
I like
always
that, yes.
good when the Eagles don't fly.
No,
cry Eagles cry.
That's right.
So, but yeah, I was like, man, like it reminded me of the playoff game last year. You know, a lot. It was just
what's that?
They were
6
dominant.
or 7 now that they've won from Philly. That's awesome.
Yeah, they used to have our number back in the day, and so it's pretty cool to see. You know, I definitely like that. Baker, man, what are that guy's having? It's like the redemption of the former backup, former high draft pick coming back this year. You know, with Darnold and Geno and Baker, and it's
that's awesome.
Wow. But yeah, love to see that. Man, the Colts handed the Steelers their first loss. That was actually an exciting game.
Hold on. Do you remember at one point in that game when Tampa had like did you see T's message? Stop talking about the Cowboys. Is
that what he said? Damn.
Yeah, but Phillies. Okay, so T likes the Phillies and the Guardians.
Oh, there you go.
How dare him pick the Phillies? What the hell is that? Whatever. That's why he's not on this show.
I know, right? Please no. Please no.
No, God, I would hate that. But anyways, Padres. Okay, there you go.
Phillies or the Mets.
All right. He. How the hell do you mistype Padres and Phillies? You can't tell me that Siri corrected that crap.
I know.
So, okay. At one point, Tampa had over 250 yards of offense and
255,
and Philly had 0 yards.
Yeah.
Like, if Philly's on the bye this upcoming week, but if they get smashed next week or in week 6, do you think Sirianni's let go before the season's over?
I think he's on the hot seat. I don't think he'll be let go during the season.
His seat's really hot, man.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy to think that, but it is, you know?
Yeah.
It's like he's won every year he's been there. So it's like, it'd be crazy to think and, you know, that he could be gone after this year, but it's definitely possible. So could see it.
Okay. So go back to the Colts and Pittsburgh game.
Yeah, just I thought it was a game I thought was going to be super boring, and it ended up being really exciting game. Got to see Flacco come in and kind of lead the Colts over the Steelers, who were unbeaten at the time. So pretty cool. Justin Fields had a hell of a game too. Just played out of his mind too. Running, throwing the ball, throwing for over 300.
But he had that one dumb play.
Yeah, that one dumb play. He always has that one play that he does every time.
He had done really good, though, this year about not
making
doing
mistakes.
it as often. But
I don't think they can hold that against them. The defense played like trash, too. So when you allow a 58-year-old quarterback to come in and beat you, you know, there's a problem. So, you know, it's like, damn. Where was TJ Watt? He's having he's not being as dominant as he usually has been, that's for sure. I've seen him in one game when they faced the Falcons, and that's about the only game I saw him do really well in. So I don't know. Ravens just smashing the Bills like you had said earlier too. That wasn't even a game. Tease Manders over the Cardinals, you know, dominant again.
I mean, both those quarterbacks are playing out of their mind. It's unbelievable, especially Jaden Daniels, 82% completion percentage. Like,
I was going to tell you something about that. I saw someone compare, and they said this draft is going to be like last year's draft. Who was the number 1 pick in last year's draft? Bryce Young. They said Caleb Williams is the next Bryce Young, and Jaden Daniels is the next CJ Stroud. I don't know. I'm just saying that's what he said. He said
Caleb Williams is better than Bryce Young.
I will say I have not seen it yet.
I have not seen it yet. Every week. QB rating, completion percentage.
So was Bryce Young at this point.
Yeah.
So was he.
Yeah, but finally, what happened for the Bears last week? What did they finally have for the first time all year?
A win?
Well,
a running game.
A running game, correct. What is the best friend for a rookie quarterback? You get him on the field, and you minimize the snaps that he has to take.
I don't know. I saw Jaden Daniels have no running game against the Bengals and tear him apart with with the pass. So on Monday
Yeah,
night
but
football a couple weeks ago.
But the Bengals still had to pay attention to it. Like going
Yeah.
into that, like, okay, Bears, because I think at one point DeAndre Swift had like 42 carries for 87 yards. Like that's
he was
my
terrible.
yards per carry average. Okay, not a pros, but no, man, he's getting better, and that's the thing though. Like he's got Cliff Kingsbury, so like the stories I've heard is that they knew he was going to be taken to.
Coaching staff sucks, basically.
Well, okay, so a rookie quarterback and a bunch of players are going to the offensive coordinator asking them to coach them harder. And
I'll say that there have been a lot of complaints about Shane Waldron over there. A lot of okay.
Right. No, and I mean, and it's like a defensive coach. Eberflus is really good at defense, but he doesn't have the OC like Dan Quinn does in Washington.
Sure.
Kingsbury's worked with Kyler Murray.
Kingsbury's a great OC. He sucks as a coach, but he's a great coordinator. Great offensive coordinator.
So he knew for a while.
Waldron was too for in Seattle for a long time. Seattle was high powered. Russell Wilson throwing it everywhere. I mean, they were pretty good.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. I'm not calling it quits for Caleb at all. I'm just saying what I've seen in 4 games. I've definitely liked Jaden Daniels over Caleb Williams.
Oh, for sure. Sure. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, me, I've been the biggest Caleb homer for the last couple of years, and especially since we started the show. But I can see it. He's making throws from the pocket. He's still trying to do the whole I got to make a play. But, it's just
he has the weapons.
Slow down. Yeah, but you got to think, too, how many career starts does Caleb have compared to Jaden Daniels?
Oh, probably more in college. Caleb was there for 3 years, wasn't he?
No, 3 years total.
Yeah.
2 at USC and 1 at Oklahoma. Jaden Daniels played 5 years of college football.
So maybe he has a couple of, did he start all 5 years, though?
He was starting freshman. He was his first starting true freshman at Arizona State for Herm Edwards. But it's just like Bo Nix. It's like, I mean, Nix is nowhere near as talented as Daniels, but I think the more starts you have in college, the more, I know it's not the same in the pros, but so many teams run a lot of pro-style stuff anyways, but I don't know.
All I'm saying, if it's week 12 or 13 and he's looking like this, I'd be a little worried. I'd be a little worried about him.
Yeah, but it's still year 1. I mean, so...
True. I mean, they didn't give Bryce Young a long leash.
Yeah, but Caleb is way better than Bryce Young. And Will Levis, I mean, look at Levis. Levis is terrible.
True.
I mean... You get benched and freaking Mason Rudolph does pretty decent. But again, he were going against the Dolphins.
He got hurt. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
Mayo boy got hurt.
First down. At least he got the first down.
Right.
And please, Will Levis, stop making these commercials, man.
Yeah.
It's like it reminds me of when Baker was a rookie. He started getting the fame. And I get it. Like, I know you're making good money from this, but maybe you should do that the off season of the first year and just wait, not have all that out. And they always release it during the season. So of course that just throws more fuel onto the fire from if you're playing like crap like Levis is.
I was just glad there was another Monday night game on.
Yeah, totally.
I was like, I can't watch this.
So how about the Broncos beating the Jets? Are we just going to say that's a weather game? Or are the Jets just not that good?
Defense is playing great. No one's offense really showed up, but Broncos, they got the job done, man. You could say weather game, sure, but I don't know. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. I was definitely surprised by that game for sure. Broncos taking them out. So
it was a terrible game.
That was a hard game to watch.
Yeah, where is Garrett Wilson, man? Like this dude,
Surtain shuts him
Breece Hall,
down.
Same thing.
That's his job.
Yeah, totally. That's his job. But still, if you're a number one, you know how to get open. So, and I'm not going to say anything about Rodgers. I mean, I think he's playing good for a 40-year-old.
He's been decent.
I think he's playing really good. He's been playing really, really good. Let's see what other Niners. That was ugly.
Yeah.
How about the Browns
Falcons
losing to the Raiders?
Saints. Oh yeah, Browns.
I mean, Browns are, and there's what 2 more years still with Deshaun Watson. I think that's one of those. I know you're getting Nick Chubb back.
Cut your losses early.
I would start trading pieces off. And unfortunately, because Kevin Stefanski is a really good coach.
Yeah,
and they're just waste. I mean, because he's won Coach of the Year twice since he's been there. But I don't know, Deshaun Watson. So there, Amari Cooper. That's a name.
Cooper is going somewhere. Cooper will be traded, no doubt.
Yeah,
no doubt.
I totally agree. So Titans. Well, let's talk Seahawks and Lions because that was a great. Like
that was
you
a hell
said,
of a game.
Thank God there was another football game on that night. But
yeah, Goff was perfect.
Great.
Goff was 18 for 18, and offense was churning, looking great, scoring 42 points. I think that's what they got. So they looked great.
I mean,
defense
even
made plays when they needed to. Yeah, Seattle did too. Geno throwing for 395.
Seattle had 38 first downs. That's the most ever by a team that lost.
Yeah, Kenneth Walker was beasting it all over the field. Scoring 3. I know. Yeah, it was a exciting game. I think that shows you that maybe offense is the most exciting thing in football now. That's what we look for. So
yeah. Well, I mean, and Goff caught a touchdown pass, so
he did.
Maybe he's on the trade market as a wide receiver.
Goff has more fantasy points than Mark Andrews this year. That's how sad it is for Mark Andrews owners. So if you own him, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Goff has more fantasy points than you.
Okay. 2 things. As you know, I am the president of the Lions fan club. As my second favorite team, but Goff is, and I've said this many times, he is underrated.
Oh, for sure.
He's a top 10 quarterback. Easily.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Easily. He has the most touchdowns, the most yards, and the most wins, or he's top 2 in all 3 of those categories over the last 2 years, if you count last year and the games this year.
I believe it.
That guy is great.
Yes.
I think they could be a team that goes after Davante. If they're all in, I mean, why
Possibly.
not? I mean, him and Amra and Laporta and that Jameson coming into his own, and then you got the double-headed monster at running back.
Who you gonna trade though? To get that, they want a second-round pick, but
I'd give it.
If I was the Lions, I'd be like, here you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Man, that would. Goff might have the best weapons in football at that point.
Yep. Oh, that
got Davante.
Fantastic. Because remember when we were previewing the season, they play a ton of games indoors, and that's how that team is made to fly. Yep.
They got to get that home field advantage for sure. That's key for them.
I mean, how excited! You can tell at some fan bases the energy, like you're talking about the college experience. Detroit right now reminds me of Detroit, Houston, anyone that plays the Chargers or Rams in LA. Those all feel like college environments. But Detroit, man, that place is loud, and I think it's awesome because
they haven't won in so long, and now they've been successful for the last couple of years. They're like, football's back.
I mean, they're making progress. I mean, even that 3 years ago, and they won their last 5 or 6 games.
They went 7-9 or 7-10 or whatever, and made some moves, and kids, they're going to be a good team.
Say your prayers and bite your kneecaps and see what'll see what can happen.
There you go.
But good for the Lions, and they're so much fun to watch. And the defenses, all they got to do is be middle of the pack. Because that
they can
offense,
outscore anyone.
Right. That offense puts up points, and then you let your pass rush go. And then that's how that'll help that secondary that's young but got some really good players too. But how does Jared Goff go 18 for 18 and not have a perfect passer rating?
I don't know. That's what I didn't get. Did he not throw enough touchdowns or something?
Maybe the yardage, but it's like
I don't
get
understand the passer rating system.
Yeah,
It's kind of confusing.
Well, remember when I said last week how if Malik Willis took every snap and spiked it, that his quarterback rating for that game would still be higher than his career QB rating up until, that was a couple weeks ago before he, took off. But yeah, let's talk about that game real quick. Vikings, Packers. Vikes got up being 28-0, and then the Packers and Jordan Love made a comeback. So are the Vikings for real?
I think they are. They're still getting great play, obviously, from Darnold. They still have Jetty, who to me is the best receiver in the NFL. I don't think you can doubt that at all. Jet is awesome. They got Aaron Jones is running the ball really well. Their defense was playing good, until the last 2 quarters of that game where they almost gave the game away. But I think they're the same way. They're kind of a bend and up break defense, kind of middle of the road, maybe top 12. But I mean they are legit. They got a great coach too. He does an awesome job. O'Connell does with that team, and he's an underrated coach for sure in the NFL.
Absolutely.
I mean, he definitely he gets the most out of his quarterbacks, and he's showing it, and his team is a reflection of that too. So I do think the Vikes are real, no doubt.
Yeah, I agree. Both these teams are going to be in it to the
Packers
end.
are real too. They can
NFC North.
Score.
It's the best
division
in football.
Yeah,
easily. And I'm pretty sure we all had Minnesota towards the bottom of the division. But
I did.
I'm so happy for Sam Darnold. That's working out, and I'm totally with you on Jefferson. And Aaron Jones has had a fantastic year.
Yes.
And Addison just came back.
Addison
and immediately
coming back.
And you're going to get Hawkinson back here in a few weeks. I mean,
watch out for the Vikes.
Watch out, Minnesota. Yep. And the Packers, they started a little rusty, or Jordan Love started a little rusty, but guy hasn't played since week 1. But
once he got back into it, he was just throwing it up, and man, he lost. They did lose Watson for a few weeks.
Yeah.
With a high ankle sprain. That's the only bad thing. But man, it's just like next men up there, Blake stepped up, and Jaden Reed is awesome.
Yeah.
He's awesome, man. That dude just finds a way to get open every time, and Love finds him. So
yeah, man, LaFleur, that's another coach.
LaFleur, awesome coach, man.
Totally
awesome coach.
Yeah,
that's where you say the NFC North, they're good because they have some really good coaches. I mean, nothing against Eberflus, but he's probably at the bottom of that list. As far as coaches, but
well, he's the only defensive coach in the division.
Right, true, but those other 3 guys, man, yeah, good, very good.
Yeah, and Dan Campbell, not to he was a tight end,
right?
But he's got Ben Johnson.
True,
so it's just like Washington with Kingsbury.
You got a good mind.
Yep.
That good offensive mind with you. So
I can't wait. Detroit's going to be really fun to watch, and Seattle too. I mean, that's a good team right there. Head coach is Mike McDonald, Michigan.
Yeah, Mike McDonald
doing great.
Who's their OC? I'm trying to remember their offensive coordinator. Why can I not think of it? I was thinking I'm gonna have to look it up now and see who it was, because I have it in my head. But
look it up real quick. But to recap, last week for rapid fire standings, Trenton and Ryan 10-6.
Ryan Grubb.
Okay.
Remember, yeah. Another good offensive mind. So
another young, and then
young guy.
So there'll be some offensive coordinators getting head coaching jobs next year. But yep, back 10-6 for both you and Trent and Ryan. So good bounce back. So you guys are still tied at 35-29 overall. Still above 500. I went 8-8.
Oh,
8-8. So I now only have a 1-game lead on you guys and 34-30
this week. Making the comeback.
I
have a lot of different picks than T too, so
yeah,
something's going to be different between us for sure.
It has to be. Well, I know your initial reaction to that first game that you talked about.
I know.
So let's start there. Week 5, rapid fire for the Real Tree Shaker show. Starts out with Thursday as Ryan's Bucks travel down to Atlanta to take on the Falcons, who open up as a 1.5-point favorites. 44. You're over under.
Man, I like the Bucks and the over. I don't know, the way they're clicking right now. And, I get it. The Falcons defense is much improved with Judon and their secondary. But, man, I don't know. They always have shootouts. That's one thing the Bucks and Falcons have. It's indoors. The dome will be rocking. And primetime game, I just feel like it's going to be high scoring. I see something like 30-27 Bucks over the Falcons. So.
All right.
I'll be more rapid on the other picks.
Oh, you're fine. We have one less man. T likes the Falcons. And I know he picked the under. I'm going with the Bucks. I like what they're doing, but I wouldn't be surprised if this game goes either way. But I don't think it's more than a field goal for the winner. I'm gonna go with the Bucks in the over.
Division game's always close.
Yeah, and both teams are going to be battling for that division title.
For sure.
But unfortunate for them, only one team's making it out of this division. But we have a game in London.
Oh, yay.
As our
8:30
beloved New York Jets are traveling over there to take on the Vikings. And the Vikes open up as 2.5-point favorites. 40.5 is your over under.
So you and T are gonna have to wake up early at 8:30 that day to watch that game. So
and you don't?
You know what? Oh yeah, of course I will.
Okay.
I struggled a lot with this game, man. I like the Jets, man. I think Aaron Rodgers and just his experience playing the Vikings, for all those years. I know it's weird. It's not really the same team he played, but I just feel like the Jets bounce back, man. The over-under is what?
40.5.
Man, I'm going to go 21-20 Jets over the Vikings.
Ooh,
so they just reached the over.
Yep. T likes the Vikings in the under. I'm going to go with the Jets in the over. This is a big game for Robert Saleh. I got to think. If he doesn't win, I think you can – it's
Speaking of coaches on the hot seat.
Yeah. And especially with, you can't waste these games with Aaron Rodgers. I mean, that's especially last week. That's a game you got to win. And something always weird happens in London.
I agree.
I think, again, this is another close game.
Yes.
But the beat up or not. Oh, wait. Oh, I read that wrong. But the Ravens travel to Cincy. We're on to Cincinnati to take on the Bengals. But the Ravens only open up as a 2.5-point favorite on the road. 49.5 is your over-under.
Oh, man, division rivals. They play each other so well. The Bengals play the Ravens so good. Keep it close. They're at home. They're coming off their first win of the year. But they're going to lose. Ravens are going to win. And I'm going to go with the over.
All right. T is in agreement with you, but he likes the under. But I'm going with the Bengals at home in the under. I like how they got Chase Brown the ball.
Yes.
But you got to keep. I think the Ravens traveling short week for them. Big game, destroying Buffalo.
Yeah.
But I think this is a close game. But Cincy and the under. The Panthers are traveling to Chicago to take on the Bears, who open as a 4-point favorite. 42 is your over-under.
This was a tough game, kind of in a way too, and I think that this is where Caleb Williams is going to prove, hey, I'm not Bryce Young. I'm a little better than him, at least now. So I like the Bears, and I got to go. Man, I'm going to go with the under.
All right. Well, T is on the Red Rifle train, and he likes the Panthers in the under, but I like the Bears and the under. I like the running game. Keenan Allen's back, so just give the kid, some time.
Yep.
He's making some. He just needs. He's missing on all those deep throws. For something, I think Caleb's just putting too much. Get some more air under it. You're not going to overthrow many NFL
Watch
guys.
how Jaden Daniels throws and do that, Caleb. Come on.
All right. Is this Peyton Ryan Leaf 2.0?
I know, right?
Stop looking at me, okay? I suck. I know. Sorry. Anyways, but Buffalo, this is what I think the weirdest point spread of the week to me. Buffalo opens as a 1-point favorite on the road at Houston. Can't wait for this game. 47.5 is your over-under.
Man, something tells me the Bills respond well after getting smashed by the Ravens, man. I like the Bills. Oh, man. I'm going to take the over. I don't want to, but I am. Bills and over.
Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about this a lot. I'm going to take the Texans, and I like the over, but I wouldn't be surprised if Buffalo comes out and just destroys Houston. I don't know why. But when you get embarrassed like that, and it's the Bills are a good team,
So I feel the response,
Yeah, I mean that's just tough. I mean, I just don't know why they're
Josh Allen, your MVP. Come on,
of course, that man's always in it.
He got embarrassed.
I know
on Sunday night.
Yeah, I gotta go with. I'm changing my pick. Bills and the over.
There you go.
All right, so that means that Houston's going to win.
Who did T pick?
He's got the Texans in the over.
Okay.
So I think this is going to be a great game.
That game could go either way too, for
absolutely.
sure. This is a week where there's just about every game I could see going either way.
The way that this year has gone, the year of the underdog, you don't know. It's like all these games are being played in London. Okay,
there's a guy I follow on TikTok, and he makes these. He does a parlay every week where he picks the underdog in every single game. He's like, I'm waiting on that week where he bets like $1, and it's like to win like so much. And it's like every week he does that, and he shows his video, and it's crazy.
That's a good idea.
He's like, one of these weeks I'm gonna get it all.
That's a good idea.
Every
actually.
underdog.
That's a
You're like,
idea.
Bet $1.
That's $1.
It's $1.
Yep. So,
but you're in Texas now, buddy, so you can't.
Shit. Okay.
Damn it!
I forgot about that. I should have placed some bets.
I know you should have, right?
Across state lines.
Exactly.
Well, I still have the rental car.
Drive up to Oklahoma. Drive up to Oklahoma. There, you can do it.
Or just send my dad. He's like 10, 15 minutes away from that. So
there you go.
But the Browns are traveling to tease Manders, the Commandos. They open up as 3.5-point favorites at home. 43.5 is your over under.
Man, I'm going to take the Manders and the over just because I think they could blow them out, man. I don't know. The Browns have not looked good, man. I don't know. I feel like it could be competitive, though, in a way. I'm feeling like the Manders are just riding so high that it could be a competitive game, but I like the Manders by a touchdown in the over.
Yeah, T, of course, has Washington and the over. I'm on Washington as well in the under. But a close game. I think it's a close game, but I just don't know. I mean, there's no reason that Cleveland shouldn't go in there, and that Jim Schwartz defense and Myles Garrett should be able to neutralize.
You hope.
You would think with Denzel Ward taking away Scary Terry, you would think, but I don't put any money or emphasis or belief in the Browns. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
But the rather disappointing Colts and their off-injured quarterback travel down to Jacksonville in the underachieving Duval residence. The Jags,
the 0-4 Jags,
and they are a 3-point favorite at home.
I know. I saw that line too, and I was like,
"Is your over/under?"
Wow. You know, I'm curious to see who starts at quarterback for the Colts. If A-Rich is going to play, or if it's going to be Flacco. Flacco kind of spread the field a little more, and A-Rich really hasn't taken off this year so far. But man, I'm going to take the Jags in the under, man. I just feel like they finally get their first win of the year. It's going to be real close. Good defensive game, but I think Lawrence finds a way somehow, some way, and they win the game.
All right. Well, T likes. Oh, I wrote Jugs down, not Jags.
You're Al Bundy reading Jugs there.
That's right. Hey, man, Duval County. You might not know what happens in those swamplands.
That's true.
But T likes the Jags in the over, and I'm on the Jags in the over too. I'm just going. I mean, Peterson, he better get his stuff together, man.
Yeah.
With all those Bill Belichick rumors starting to swirl around that he could go to Jacksonville.
Crazy.
I think that'd be a good fit, but that's for another discussion. But probably the worst game of the week to watch, the Dolphins travel to New England, where the Patriots are only a 1-point favorite. 36.5 is your over/under.
Thank Christ this is not a primetime game. Jesus. Oh, thank God. I'm taking the Pats in the under for sure, man. I agree with T. It's going to be like a 13-10 type of game. So just don't see much offense from either team. And man, I don't know. I don't know about the Dolphins, man. You talk about trading away pieces. I know Tua said, "Oh, I'm coming back week 8." Well, I don't know, man. You're going to come back and get hurt. Yeah, I'm like, if you're 1-7, are you going to come back and for nothing and say we're going to win every game? So I think they might start trading pieces away. I think Waddle could be gone. So, but yeah, I got the Pats in the under.
Yeah. Oh, man, I just don't get it. Like, how do you not? I mean, and Mike McDaniels is a great coach, brilliant mind, but how do you not? How does Tyreek have 10 catches over the last 3 weeks? You know, it's like quick screen game, double move. I mean,
it's so predictable every time. It's they're not,
can't run the ball either.
Yeah.
They can't run the ball.
All you got to do is stack the box.
Yeah.
You're scared of Huntley? I mean, he's not going to open up the field. Dude can't throw.
Snoop-a-loop. But
how is he a quarterback in the NFL is what I don't understand.
I don't know. I don't know. It just shows you got to have a good backup, you know?
Yeah.
So,
especially them.
Yeah. I mean, Joe Flacco.
Invest.
What he did for Cleveland
Dolphins,
and now what he's doing for the Colts. Yep. So, the soon-to-be Davante Adams-less Raiders travel to those high-flying Broncos, Bronco country. Let's ride. After their big win against the Jets. They open as 2.5-point favorites at home, but 36 is your over/under. How is that the lowest point score or total of the
I know, right? They think
I know the
Dolphins are going to score more.
I mean, I know it's only a 0.5 point more, but still, like, I would have put the Dolphins and Pats at like 22.
This is one of those games where I'm going to take the Broncos in the under, but it's going to be like 38-36 or some crazy shit like that in Mile High, you know? I like feel like it could be, you know, one of those old school high scoring Bronco games, but I'm going to stick right now with the Broncos in the under.
Oh, all right. Well, T likes the
defense
Broncos
is playing
in the under.
Well, so
yeah. I like Denver, but I do like the over. I think it's going to be a crazy game.
It could be.
And Sean Payton, man, good coach. He's got those guys playing. So maybe it just shows you how quickly Russell Wilson has lost it.
Right.
So those Cardinals traveling to San Francisco to take on the Niners. The Niners open as a 7-point favorite. 49.5 your over/under.
I think it's a high spread a little bit. Division game, you know, but man, the Niners getting back all their weapons but McCaffrey, but who cares, man? Jordan Mason's CMC 2.0. You know, he's playing at such a high level now. McCaffrey, I'm not trying to say that in a negative way. Just they keep on chugging them out, But so I like the Niners. Oh, man. Niners and the under, but I don't feel good about it. The over-under, the Niners, I think for sure are going to win. But
okay. Yeah, T likes the 49ers in the over, and I am in agreement with him. I think there's going to be some points scored, but yeah, Mason's been fantastic.
Yeah, for sure.
And, I heard that Trent Williams is the highest graded left tackle in Pro Football Focus history. So,
yeah.
It said he's going to play forever. So good for him. And they're really good with him. He's the best left tackle in football easily. But Brock Purdy, man, he's playing for that payday.
He is.
He's playing really good this year so far.
Yep.
Even when he hasn't had his weapons, he's played really, really good.
Yeah.
Except for Minnesota, but who hasn't struggled against that defense?
Right.
With the Packers traveling to my number 3 team, the Rams. Packers open up as a 3-point favorite. 48.5 is your over-under.
Man, I like the Packers in this one in the over. I think the last 2 quarters of that Vikings-Packers game kind of showed you what they're capable of, what the Packers can do. And the Rams, man, their defense is struggling right now. They're missing Aaron Donald so bad. They have no pass rush. Their cornerbacks are getting beat, and they don't have the weapons to really come back without Puka and Kupp. Had some decent stand-ins, but nothing like those 2 guys. So I like the Packers and the over.
Yeah, T likes the Packers in the under. I'm going with the Packers in the under too. I think this just might be a lost season for the Rams, unfortunately, because they have a lot of good players. But that defense isn't really good at all. Yeah. Their secondary keeps getting torched.
Oh yeah,
and your Matthew Stafford. We all know my love for him. But he can only do so much. Kyron Williams helps a lot. Definitely. The offensive line slowly getting back, but if you have Puka and Cooper Kupp, that's a really good, highly underrated offense. So maybe the Rams make a trade for Davante Adams.
Yeah.
Los Angeles.
Kyron's doing what he does. He's scoring touchdowns too.
That guy,
Kyron is
great running back.
So,
fantasy league winner, but
the
Giants.
Your game.
Yes. Hey man, we'll get to that in them in a second. But the Giants going to Seattle to take on the Hawks, who played really good against the Lions. The Seahawks open up as a 6-point favorite at home. 43.5 is your over/under.
Man, I worry about the Giants because I've heard Neighbors is probably not going to play. He's going to sit out this game. And so I wanted to pick the over. I probably still am going to take the Seahawks in the over. But, man, flying across country and a very hard place to play. Place is going to be rocking. Seahawks offense clicking like it is right now. All 3 receivers for Geno looking great. Man, I got to take the Seahawks in the over.
Yeah, T's on the Hawks in the under. I'm on the Seahawks in the over. Giants are playing. They're not as bad as
they are.
Think,
Wandale has stepped up for sure.
Yeah, and Neighbors.
They're missing a tight end. That's what I'm saying.
Darren
Waller, where are you?
Well, we know what he's doing.
Yeah,
idiot. Making crappy music and not playing football.
Exactly.
But yeah, and Daniel Jones hasn't played that bad. It's just last week,
he's been efficient.
Need a touchdown. That's what separates the good quarterbacks, because he missed a lot of throws.
Oh yeah.
That basically he could have almost had every pass completed, because some throws he looked great.
Yeah.
But some it was just Neighbors and Wandale, but he had that huge drop last week that really hurt us.
He did.
But I think
you think Neighbors plays then?
No, I'd rather him just sit out. Get a week to where he can rest up.
Yeah.
And I think Seattle's defense is going to be a little angry about how the game went last week against the Lions. But that was their first real big test. But I think it'll be slightly competitive early, but the Seahawks take it.
Yeah.
So Ryan's number 1. Okay, you beat me to it. I was going to say.
There you go.
I was going to say, where's that button? But yeah, Ryan's Cowboys traveling to Pittsburgh, and the Steelers are a 2.5-point favorite. 44 is your over-under, and this is your Sunday night game.
Oh, I mean, good old school rivalry. Teams always play each other well. Cowboys got Brandon Cooks out hurt. Micah Parsons is not playing. DeMarcus Lawrence went on IR. Man, it's just looking down for them. Cowboys are going to win, though. I am picking the Cowboys in the under. I just think it's going to be total disappointment after what Fields did last week. How he made the offense was looking good. It was clicking. The problem is the run game still really hasn't taken off as well. So, and that's her strength. We'll see if Warren comes back. I don't think he is, and I know Patterson's hurt too, and Najee just can't carry a backfield. So I don't know. I feel like the Cowboys are just going to find a way somehow, some way. Unfortunately, I know y'all are probably both in disagreement with me, but
absolutely, yes. Me and T both like the Steelers.
Your other favorite team, the Steelers.
Oh, come on.
I'm kidding.
But we both like the under. No, I mean,
yeah,
I like seeing, like you said, the success of these quarterbacks getting a second chance. And, I mean, True. I think Fields has definitely earned the starting job over Russell Wilson. And when Wilson's healthy, I don't think you play him until Fields either collapses or gets hurt.
I've got a tough fantasy choice. I've got to decide between Burrow or Fields, and I'm really debating it. And I know that you would think Burrow automatically, but the Ravens are tough on defense too, man. They got some good cover guys, and Burrow may do well, but Fields, I mean, the Cowboys have some defensive key guys out, so I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm torn there.
That stadium's gonna be rocking because
sure.
the Cowboys fans always travel well, and Pittsburgh is always well represented anywhere they go. But I mean, get your cameras ready because I could probably see another fan fight happening there. So get the Slap Arena ready. So Monday night we got the Saints traveling to Kansas City. Where we're still waiting the official report on Rashid Rice's knee, but we all know what it is. But the Chiefs open up as a 5.5-point favorites at home. 43.5 is your over-under.
I was real torn on this game too, but then I remembered the refs will always help the Chiefs win in primetime. So there's no way they're going to lose. Like, there's no way they're going to lose to the Saints. So I know some call is going to come up and it's going to be a reverse, something like that. I don't know. We'll see. But Chiefs are just a better team right now, even with the injury. I'm wondering if Worthy's going to be the guy to step up. I know Mahomes mentioned Noah Gray and Juju, and I think you got to go with the young guy in Worthy, man. Just see what he can do. I know he's not going to be he's not like a true number one type guy, but maybe involve him a little bit more in the, and they got Kareem Hunt. He looked like he was 25 again,
Yep.
So we'll see what he does, but I like the Chiefs and the over.
T likes the Chiefs and the under. I'm going with the Chiefs and the over. It doesn't matter. Better coach, better quarterback at home Monday night.
Yeah.
Come on,
although Mahomes has not played well, what were they saying? The last 10 games, he hasn't looked that great. He has not looked that great.
They've won 10 straight. They're the 2-time defending champs, and they've won their last 7 one-score games. So,
True.
Lesson learned.
It'll be close. Chiefs. It will be close.
It will be a close game. But I think, like I said, better coach, better quarterback, prime time. Saints aren't indoors. I don't know. But this week, week 5 does start the bye. So no Lions, Chargers, Eagles, or Titans this week.
Yes.
And that's probably a good thing for all those teams, especially the Chargers and Eagles, so they can get their injured players back. But I don't know. I think it's going to be another crazy week. We have a few different picks, but a lot of them are the same. So, we'll see how that goes. But
and T had some breaking news. The Royals won too, so they won their series. Knocking out the Orioles. Bye, Orioles.
The underdog. See, here you go. Underdogs again.
Yep.
Win the first.
Royals and Tigers. So the AL Central is well represented.
Yep. There's your NFC North right there.
3 AL Central teams in the Final Four in the AL playoffs.
And the Mets, I think the Mets are going to take this series against the Brewers. I hate to say it, but I think the Mets could be this year's Phillies. Just getting hot at the right time.
I know. Early, though.
I know
it's early.
So hopefully the Braves get back on track. Come on, Max Fried. I don't want this to be the last game of the year. But if it is, it's going to give us more time to enter Ryan's Deep Voice Lounge.
Yes, Quiet Storm. So you can find the Real Tree Shaker Show on Facebook, on X, on Instagram. Find us on TikTok. Please comment, share, like us. You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, on iHeart, on Amazon. Please like, please share, please subscribe, please comment. Let us know what you think. We want to know how you like our show, what you want to hear. Let us know, please.
That's right. That is right. What's up, Ireland and Germany? Ever since I switched us to Captivate to get some more distribution. But yeah, we're starting to get some downloads across the world.
We love our global people.
That's right. We got to go global.
Yes.
So maybe I am trying to sell you something. But anyways, I will be with T next week as I move in with him and we start the return to Texas. I don't even know if that needs a title or anything, but we get him back on the show. Ryan, my man, fun as always. Best night of the week. Thank God I'm not driving anymore, but we'll see you next time.
Yes.
Enjoy the football. Enjoy the playoffs. Go Braves. We'll see you next time. This has been the Real Tree Shaker Show. Go Braves.
Peace.
Peace.